Let's get to the Platte Valley starting lineup. Batting first is the shortstop Ernesto Rios. Issa Smith, the catcher, at second. Batting third is the pitcher Nick Rodriguez. Logan Widlick, the first baseman, is the cleanup hitter. David King, the right fielder, hits fifth. The center fielder Hunter Thorne bats sixth. Eric Smith, the second baseman, hits seventh. The third baseman bats eighth. That's Tony Goldman. And Brandon Curbs, the left fielder, bats ninth for the Bee Diggers defensively. At first base, they have Ryan Dunker. The second baseman is Caleb Cox. Gunnar Guzman at third. The shortstop is Trent Mount. Around the outfield, Ben Brown is in left. The center fielder is Jaron Peterson. Austin Perry in right. Behind the plate is Colin Cole. And Ryan Fergus is on the hill. As you are listening to 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona, as well as on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com. And here is the right-handed hitting Ernesto Rios. Here's the wind and pitch, and the fastball is fouled off to the right towards the Platte Valley dugout. No balls and one strike. Rios, Smith, and Rodriguez to begin the bottom of the first. The Bee Diggers did not score. They had a walk to Colin Cole, but no movement. The breaking ball is up and away. Ryan Fergus has had his battles on the hill. He started against some tough opponents. Eaton was one of his starts. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back, but when he's throwing strikes, his stuff is really good. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last year, Jaron Peterson threw a one-hitter here as the Bee Diggers defeated Platte Valley 9-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right, not a play. Yeah, Brush has played a lot of road games recently. I believe, 7 of their last eight have been on the road. And they've won their last 3. Faith Christian, Yuma, and Strasburg on Saturday, looking for a 4-game road winning streak. The pitch swung on and tapped foul up the third base side as he tried to jam him. So he did start this game exactly 24 minutes late after the Bee Digger bus was hit by an automobile on Barlow Road in Fort Morgan, is what I understand, but no injuries reported. Here's the wind and offering. Swung on and fouled. Challenged him with a fastball down the middle. The count remains. Here at 1 ball and 2 strikes to the opening hitter, Ernesto Rios, in the bottom of the first inning. Fergie gets the sign. Here's the wind and pitch, and it's up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Went with a breaking ball there. And the Bee Diggers have got to play the defense that they have lacked at many times throughout the season. Swung on and popped foul, and out of play off to the left. And this is already a quality plate appearance here for Rios. This will be the 9th pitch. And we're still on the first hitter in the bottom of the first inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fergie ready. And the offering. And that is a called strike 3. Took something off it on the inner half at the knees. And Rios strikes out 1 down for Smith. Yeah, Fergie was not giving in. He worked that inside half. And here's another right-handed hitter for Platte Valley. Isaiah Smith steps in for Platte Valley. The wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is up and in to Smith. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this field is as green as it gets. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner at the knees. And the count levels at 1-1. Yeah, if you'd have seen this field 10 years ago, you wouldn't have thought it was in the same property at all. 2-1 with a fastball. Here to Smith. And Fergus kicks and delivers. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count moves to 2-2. And Fergie right now utilizing the fastball breaking ball with looks like a changeup sprinkled in. 2-2 to the number 2 hitter in the Platte Valley lineup. The offering swung on. That's pop foul out of play off to the right. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. That's Ehrlich Toyota East. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fergus delivers, and the breaking ball is high. 3-2. 3 of the last 4 games played by Brush have gone to extra innings, as they beat Faith Christian in Arvada 1-0. Lost to Sterling 14-11 and 8. And that's up and in. He walked him with a 3-2 fastball, and again, that's it. Fergus's line is always about a few strikeouts and a few walks. He's never going to not walk hitters. Pitches all over the zone. Here's Nick Rodriguez. And then the B-Diggers, of course, on Saturday beat Strasburg 7-6 and 8. And Rodriguez is almost out of the box. Man, he's far away. Looks like he probably wants to go to right center. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and laced deep into center field. But right there is Peterson. That ball had no carry whatsoever. And there's 2 down. He barely had to move to make the catch. I thought that ball was hit a lot harder than that. But it turned into a routine fly ball. And back to first is Smith. And that'll send up the cleanup hitter, Logan Widlick. All right, here's Whitick stepping in. And the pitch. Fastball runs inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Whitick. At first is Smith with 2 down. B-Diggers did not score in the top of the first inning. Fergus looks in. Runner goes, and that's taken for a strike. The throw to second. It's going to be up the second base side. The tag applied, but late. And actually probably slid around the tag. So a stolen base for Isaiah Smith. And now Platte Valley's got the first runner in scoring position. Looking to convert here. All right. Little conversation between Cole and his pitcher, Ryan Fergus. 1 ball, 1 strike, the stretch, looking back at second. And the pitch swung on and driven up the middle and caught on a fly. There, a little looper to Caleb Cox. All right, so that was a lot smoother than I described it. Widdick is out, and so is Platte Valley here. In the bottom of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left at second. Let's head to the second. No score between Brush and Platte Valley on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Jaron Peterson steps in as Peterson and the B-Diggers begin the top of the second inning in Kersey. No score. Both teams had a base runner in the first. Here in Kersey, Nick Rodriguez, the right-hander, pitching to Jaron Peterson, who struck out a couple of times on Saturday. Takes a fastball for a strike on the inner half at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Jaron Peterson. And the pitch. And that's in the dirt with a breaking ball. And the count levels at 1-1. 19 pitches thrown by Rodriguez in the opening frame, and that's over for a strike at the knees again with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jaron doesn't look right up there. He didn't look right on Saturday, and right now he hasn't swung the bat, and 2 pitches have been right there. Let's see what he does here with a 1-2. Swung on and grounded up the middle for a base hit. That was a mistake pitch by Rodriguez, as he had thrown 2 fastballs that Peterson didn't swing at. That time he threw a breaking ball, and Jaron said, "Thank you very much. I'll send it right back up the box." And Peterson leads off the second with a base hit. And all of a sudden, he went from not looking right to looking perfect. Here's Ryan Dunker. Dunker, one of those B-Diggers, looking to get back on track. His last hit came against Sterling, squaring to bunt, and he lays it down the third baseline. Rodriguez bare hands to his right, throws high, and it's over the first baseman's head into foul territory. And now to third as Jaron Peterson is giving chase over there. For Platte Valley were 2 fielders, including Whitick, the first baseman, and the right fielder, David King. It'll be a straight-up air, and the B-Diggers have second and third with nobody out, and Gunnar Guzman at the plate. And actually, we'll call it a sacrifice bunt with an error, which is not going to penalize Dunker with that particular plate appearance. And Guzman, who hit the game-winning homer on Saturday. And the fastball's a strike, belt high. Down the middle, it's 0-1. Here to Gunnar Guzman. Yeah, we need some auxiliary noise. This is as quiet as I felt inside this press box. And the 0-1 pitch, and Guzman takes a fastball for a strike on the inner half just above the knees. And the count goes to 0-2 to the number 7 hitter, followed by Austin Perry, then Ben Brown. Out of the windup, second and third, nobody out, top 2. No score, but the Bee Diggers are looking to break out on top the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. That is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Gunnar Guzman. And the pitch. And he swings and misses at a fastball, late swing. And Guzman strikes out. Second strikeout recorded. Here by Nick Rodriguez, and there's 1 down. Austin Perry's got some starts lately. He had a base hit. In fact, in each of his last 3 games, squaring to bunt, and the pitch is taken for a strike at the knees on the inner half. Even though Rodriguez comes over the top with that fastball, he does know how to use that downward plane and pitch that ball low. There's the wind and offering, and that's right there for a strike as well. I'm not sure what Perry was expecting, maybe a breaking ball. Same pitch, same result. No balls and 2 strikes to Austin Perry. There's the wind and pitch, and he swings and fouls it back. Challenged him with a fastball again. And he probably won't make that same mistake of throwing a breaking ball. I doubt that. Like he did to Jaron Peterson to lead off the inning. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball up, and then that probably would have been ball 1, but instead it's strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Rodriguez. So second and third with no outs is now second and third with 2 down, and Ben Brown, who's a good hitter to have up in this spot. He's been reliable from that 9 hole. Here's the wind and pitch, and that's in the dirt, scooped up by Isaiah Smith. It's 1-0. Peterson at third, Dunker at second. It's a single, a sacrifice bunt with an error to get him over there. Ben Brown awaits the 1-0 pitch, and he takes a fastball for a strike on the outer half, thigh high. Count is at 1-1. Ben Brown had 2 hits against Strasburg, another hit earlier in the week against Yuma, and then 3 against Sterling. The pitch very high, so he's got 6 hits here in his last 3 games. You don't expect that from a 9-hitter, but he's hitting more like a 2 or 3 hitter. 2 balls and 1 strike out of the windup with 2 down. No score in the top of the second inning. And Rodriguez kicks and fires, and that is a strike with a fastball above the knees. Down the middle, it's 2-2. The Bee Diggers have been patient, but almost too patient. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The wind and offering. That's very high, and it's 3-2. Here to Ben Brown. On deck is the leadoff hitter in the lineup, Caleb Cox. But first things first, 3-2 offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Tried to jam him, and Brown had an inside-out swing. And it stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. ACI's proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. ACI's. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball to Ben Brown, and Nick Rodriguez, after having second and third and nobody out in the second, strikes out the next 3 hitters in order. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Brush nothing and Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's move to the bottom of the second inning. David King is the hitter. A swing and a miss on a fastball, followed by a foul straight back against Ryan Fergus. No score. The Bee Diggers had a huge opportunity, did not convert, and that ball's in the dirt on the changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. David King, Hunter Thorne, and Eric Smith for Platte Valley in the bottom of the second inning. And the Bee Diggers have already struck out 4 times And the curveball is high after striking out 12 times in the victory on Saturday. I got to check those numbers. That might have been against you, but the pitch in the dirt. 3-2, but Brush has got to make better contact. We know that. Yeah, I think they had 12 strikeouts there against Strasburg pitchers. Well, Fergus had him at 0-2. Now it's 3-2 to David King, and the pitch swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. Critical game for Brush. They could build a nice winning streak here. If they win today, they've got Estes Park tomorrow, which is at the bottom of the Patriot League. Resurrection Christian will be tough on Thursday. Swung on in line for a base hit on a 3-2. That's the way the Bee Diggers started the top of the second inning. That's the way Platte Valley begins the bottom of the second. And for Platte Valley, that's their first hit. That'll send up Hunter Thorne. Another right-handed hitter in this Platte Valley lineup. He's the center fielder today. Good three-step lead out at first base for King. Fergus throws back there. Well, that's a nice move, but back in diving is King, that is. Fergus gets the sign from Cole, the stretch, and the offering. And that fastball is a strike on the inside corner. Backed him off the plate. So it might have gotten over the inside corner. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. Throw back to first. And again, back in diving is King. No balls and one strike here to Hunter Thorne. He's got a 2.5-step lead. Let's see if he takes off. He does not. Swung on and driven down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. Brown gives chase in the corner. He's going to cut it off and then bobbles the ball, but fortunately for him, holding up at second was David King, that is. And it's a base hit for Hunter Thorne. And here's Eric Smith. And Platte Valley's now threatening in the bottom of the second, almost the same way the Bee Diggers did in the top half. Yeah, I think Fergus wanted to come in with that fastball and got too much of the plate. Let's see if Smith might square to bunt here. He is, and that pitch is bunted foul to the screen. It was up and in. No balls and one strike here to the number 7 hitter in the Platte Valley lineup, Eric Smith, followed by Tony Goldman. The Bee Diggers have built a nice winning streak here. I'm not sure the last time they lost here in Kersey. The stretch and the offering squaring to bunt again. That's a strike down the middle, thigh high, and it's 0-2. And now if Eric Smith's going to bunt, he's got to put it in play, if not, it's a strikeout. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch, big lead at second. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right on a fastball that was up in the zone. 4 o'clock starts for the Bee Diggers on Tuesday. That's tomorrow against Estes Park, Thursday against Resurrection Christian, and curveball is high to the screen. Man, that's an ugly pitch. The wild pitch advances King, as well as the trail runner Thorne. And then on Saturday, of course, it's an 11 a.m. start. Not far from here at Bigfoot Turf Farms against Valley. Here's the wine and offering, and that's in the dirt. And the similarity that Fergus has to Nick Rodriguez, they both throw over the top. But it's clear, at least, that Rodriguez's fastball has been more effective than Fergus's. Fergie does have a strikeout. Rodriguez has 4. And the 2-2. Swung on, grounded left side, diving into left field for a base hit. Guzman could not get it. Crossing home plate is King. Thorne to third. It's an RBI single for Eric Smith. And Platte Valley leads 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. And that's 3 hits to begin the inning off Ryan Fergus. That'll send up Tony Goldman. Goldman out of the 8 holes. Platte Valley certainly looking for more. Let's see if Eric Smith takes off from first to stretch. He does. And that's taken for a strike, no throw as Cole drops the ball. And the Bee Diggers were unable to put the clamps on the running game on Strasburg as they stole 7 bases on Saturday, even though Brush got the victory. Out of the windup now is Fergus. And the 0-1. That's a beautiful pitch on the outer half at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Now you need the out pitch of your Fergus. 1-0 Platte Valley here in the bottom of the second inning. There's the wind and the 0-2. Swung on and popped up into foul territory on the right side. Fergus along the first base line makes the catch. And there's 1 down. And that's exactly the pitch you wanted to throw, something way up there to entice the hitter so he could not put the ball on the ground. Here's Brandon Curbs, the number 9 hitter, also a righty. Again with Thorne at third and Eric Smith at second. The infield is playing back. Even though the Bee Diggers have been unable to hit consistently this season, runs don't come that easily. The pitch, fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Ernesto Rios. Fergie looks in. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a changeup. It's a gorgeous pitch. If you could throw that more often, it could be lethal to opposing hitters. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on, 1 in. The pitch. Swung foul to the screen on a fastball tailing away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop is open 6 days a week. 921 Edison Street in Brush. They have that breakfast bowl. Incredible breakfast burritos with your Willow Coffee or tea. And gift items. And much more, by the way. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Curb strikes out and there's 2 down. He blew it right by Curbs. And Kevin Fergus has registered his second strikeout. His first one came against this hitter, Ernesto Rios, to lead off the bottom of the first inning. The wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is right there for a strike. Down the middle, just above the knees, it's 0-1. That had some early hook to it, but it froze the right-handed hitter. And Fergus delivers. Swung on and hit on the ground slowly on the right side. Fergus gloves it, throws to first for the out. And Platte Valley is retired. It could have been a lot worse. Keep in mind that they had runners at second and third with nobody out and 1 across. And they only score the 1 run. For the Broncos, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the third inning after the break. It is Platte Valley 1 and the Brush Bee Diggers nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing as we head to the top of the third inning. It'll be Caleb Cox, Colin Cole, and Ryan Fergus against right-hander Nick Rodriguez, who struck out the side in order after allowing 2 base runners in a second. The fastball's a strike. Down the middle, thigh high to the left-handed hitter who hit a soft liner to the second baseman Eric Smith his first time up at 1. That was pitch number 40 for Rodriguez. Number 41 is fouled straight back with a fastball. It's 0-2. The Bee Diggers have 1 hit that came from Jaron Peterson. Platte Valley put together 3 in a row in that 1-run second inning. There's the wind and pitch. Swung on and foul back. One thing with Caleb, he shortens up that swing very nicely. No balls and 2 strikes to Caleb Cox. Colin Cole is on deck. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. That's strikeout number 5 for Nick Rodriguez, his 4th in a row. And the Bee Diggers' offensive struggles continue. Here's Colin Cole, who walked. Rodriguez winds and delivers. Fastball is a strike at the knees. On the outer half, it's 0-1. Rodriguez's strike-to-ball ratio is pretty good now. It's very good. 30 strikes and 14 balls. And after 12 pitches, he had 8 balls and 4 strikes, fouled off to the right. So, in other words, 27 of his last 33 pitches have been strikes. That's how effective he's been. And that's what happens. You get a power pitcher who struggles early, and then they get going. You've got to adjust as a hitter. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball that was foul tipped into the glove. And there's 2 down, 5 strikeouts in a row for Nick Rodriguez. And right now the Bee Diggers are going to have to manufacture a run. Yeah, I mean, you can certainly try to bunt with your number 3 hitter in Fergus. He struck out looking on a breaking ball the first time up. And the Bee Diggers are getting overmatched right now in Kersey by Nick Rodriguez. Swing and a miss on that slow bender. It's 0-1 as Fergus was way out in front. Because he has that over-the-top delivery, it's hard to really see the ball well out of the hand. The pitch. Curveball is lined towards the left center field gap. That's going to be trouble. That's going to drop in for a base hit rolling towards the fence. It's going to be cut off there by Curbs, but Fergus is into second with a 2-out double in the third. And just like that, the Diggers have the tying run with Trenton Mount stepping in. Carson Rule will be the courtesy runner for Brush. Now let's see if Mount can drive in a run. Mount has been instrumental driving in runs this year. Trent grounded to third to end the first. So he's 0 for 1 in the game. Here is the stretch. And the offering. Swag and a miss in a fastball belt high. It's 0-1. T-Money took a big swing. Hard to take a big swing against Rodriguez when he's bringing it like this. Roll with about a 4-step lead at second. Now it inches closer to the bag. And Mount awaits. The pitch. Swing and a miss. That was an even better fastball in the outside corner. It's 0-2. Yeah, you have to shorten up that swing. Those are 2 big swings there for Trent Mount. The Bay Diggers just picked up their second hit. 0-2. Fastball is just off the plate. Tried to hit the corner, but that's a good, not a waste pitch. That pitch you had to think about. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez looks back. Mount awaits. And Mount calls time. Wants to throw that pitcher off rhythm. Now, we've seen some decent Platte Valley pitchers over the year, but Rodriguez throws as hard as any Broncos pitcher I've ever seen. And the 1-2, and that's outside. One with a fast again. You go breaking ball. Trent Mount is a very good breaking ball hitter, too. You got to be careful. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man at second. 1-0 Platte Valley in the top of the third in Kersey. Rodriguez at the belt. And the 2-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3. Mount must have been thinking there was going to be a breaking ball. Instead, it was a fastball on the outer half at the knees. And for the second straight inning, Nick Rodriguez strikes out the Beat Diggers. Not 1-2-3, but strikes out the side. Let's head to the bottom of the third inning. The score, Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The game from Kersey is moving along quickly. The Brush Bee Diggers trail the Platte Valley Broncos 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Nick Rodriguez has struck out 7. The last 6 outs he's recorded have all been strikeouts. That means Ryan Fergus has got to keep this at a 1-0 game. And stepping in is Isaiah Smith, and the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner. Smith walked. And Fergus has really had command of his pitches today. The offering, breaking ball is right there. Strike on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-2. 33 strikes and 13 balls thrown by Fergus. Got to credit him with the job that he's done so far. And he got out of a big jam in the second. The pitch. Breaking ball is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fergie ready. He kicks and fires. Swing and tapped foul behind the plate on the breaking ball. Remains at 1-2. This is when the Bee Diggers need him. When they're down close, especially knowing that they've got to figure out what to do offensively. They cannot put the ball in play on a consistent basis. The pitch. Swung on, grounded left side. Third baseman Guzman to his left. Sets, throws, 1 out. As Smith is retired. And that'll send up Nick Rodriguez, pop center his first time up. The game's only error has been committed by Platte Valley. Again, Rodriguez steps away from that play, but he's got a long stride, and that fastball is away. 1 ball, no strikes. It'd be hard to jam him. Here's the wind and pitch. Upstairs, 2-0. Ryan Fergus so far has just walked a batter, and the breaking ball is a beauty. Pitching backwards there and struck out 2, allowed 3 hits. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 down and the base is empty in the third. And the pitch swung on, grounded left side. It's a base hit into left field for Nick Rodriguez. 4th hit for Platte Valley. They're 4th in the last 2 innings. Here's Logan Whitick. Whitick lined out to end the first inning. Now the B-Diggers are at double play depth. Short lead at first. Fergus comes home, and the fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Now the sun has come out in full force here in Kersey. 2-step lead. Fergus. With the runner going, they got a great jump up and in. They're never going to throw him out, and Fergus didn't see him going and came to the plate. Yeah, he totally misread that. In fact, Rodriguez had at least 2 to 3 steps before Fergus came to the plate. Had he stepped off the back of the mound, they would have nailed him in a pickoff. But instead, it's 2-0 and a runner in scoring position. The pitch. And the curveball is high. It's 3 balls and no strikes with a base open. And David King on deck. Got to watch out here, though. The next 3 hitters for Platte Valley all got base hits their first time up. Stretch by Fergus and the 3-0. And that is a strike with a fastball in the inner half. 3 balls and 1 strike. Fergus, a senior, along with other senior pitchers, Trenton Mountain, Jaron Peterson, Ryan Dunker, and Gunnar Guzman, the juniors. Runner takes off. There's a step off and a throw to third. Guzman back towards the runner, Rodriguez. Guzman flips to the second baseman, Cox, and they got him. He tagged him out. That'll go 1-5 to 4, and Rodriguez tried to get away with the same thing twice, and that time was picked off for the second out of the inning. And now it's a 3-ball, 1 strike count. As Cox applied the tag near the second base bag. Nice job of Guzman running Rodriguez back to second. 3-1. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by White. It gets 3-2. Yeah, I'm not sure why Rodriguez did that twice. And the pitch. And that is a ball. He just missed low and away. Second walk issued by Logan Whitick. Here's David King, who singled to center in the second. Man, Fergie nearly had that one. That barely missed. 1 step lead at first for Whitick, and now that pickoff looms even larger. The pitch. That's in a dirt block by Cole. 1 ball and no strikes. Fergus stretches. Fergus delivers. Swing and a foul. Went with a breaking ball. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Papa Murphy's Pizza uses only the freshest ingredients. 522-4900. The pitch. Fastball is outside. Dough made daily from scratch and freshly grated cheese. Your only job is to make it. Papa Murphy's Pizza. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Man at first, bottom 3. Platte Valley with a 1-0 lead at home. The pitch. Down and away. Looks like Fergus is rushing it a bit. 3 balls and 1 strike. That was pitch number 63. The stretch, step up by Fergus. We had a wild game here, I believe in 06. Fastballs up and in, or 07. That'll be a walk to David King. Here's Hunter Thorne. Bee Diggers won that game I think it was 10 years ago. They beat Platte Valley 29-23 in a game that took over 3 hours. This one's not even at 1 hour. We're almost halfway through. Hunter Thorne singled his first time up. The man on deck, Eric Smith, is responsible for the game's only RBI. Swinging and missing a breaking ball in the dirt, down and away. No balls and 1 strike. That's why occasionally Ryan Fergus will start a hitter off with a breaking ball even after he just walked a hitter, because he realizes, hey, I just walked a hitter, and the opposing hitter is expecting a fastball. The pitch, and that breaking ball's right down the middle for a strike. It's 0-2. Now he's got Thorne thinking about it inside the batter's box. At second is White, King at first, 2 down in the third, and the pitch. Breaking ball is lined down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. If it's fair, it's foul. Lots of topspin on that one. And the count remains at 0-2. Got too much of the plate, but luckily the hands were out in front there for Thorne. And it went into foul territory. Your family's safety is their main concern at Smart Parts. Trained professionals will install your new windshield. 522-5399, the stretch. And Ryan Fergus comes home. And the breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fergus stretches the pitch. And that went behind the hitter off the glove of Cole to the screen. That's a big-time wild pitch. Wide at the third. And to second is David King. Now you got to make a good one here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, both in scoring position with 2 down. A 1-0 lead can become 3-0 with a base hit in the outfield. And Fergie delivers. Swing and a miss on a fastball above belt level, and he gets out of that jam. For Platte Valley, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left, and Platte Valley has stranded a few. In fact, they have left 5-3. Platte Valley again leads 1-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing. Let's head to the 4th inning. It'll be Jaron Peterson, who has one of the 2 base hits, along with Ryan Dunker Guzman. Platte Valley scored their lone run in the second. Wind and pitch, and that overhand fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush has had opportunities. They stranded 4 through 3. The pitch, swing and a miss with a fastball right by him. Rodriguez is overpowered Brush. He has struck out 7, including the last outs. And the pitch, that's in the dirt. Maybe try to throw him a changeup or something. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 here to Peterson. And the offering. And that is over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. It's 2-2. Yeah, at some point, Coach Fergus is going to have to manufacture something like a bunt. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, line towards the second baseman and caught on the shoe tops there by Eric Smith. 1 down. And that brings up the number 6 hitter on the lineup, Ryan Dunker. He had a sacrifice bunt with Peterson at first, and then the pitcher Rodriguez threw it away. They had second and third with 1 out, with no outs, and the next 3 hitter struck out. Swing and a miss. That's a huge swing on a fastball in the inner half. Bee Diggers have got to shorten up those swings. No balls and 1 strike. Goldman, the third baseman, playing on the edge of the grass, and that's a fastball down and in. Only 60 pitches thrown for Rodriguez, or by Rodriguez. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Ryan Dunker. 1-0 Platte Valley in the top of the 4th. And the offering, fastball is outside. Ball 2, strike 1. Brush will host Estes Park tomorrow at 4 o'clock on KSIR and KSIR.com. The pitch swung on and foul back. That was up at the letters. That's all he could do with that. 2-2. Yeah, if you don't win this game, then you get back to that inconsistent mode you were in earlier. Because Brush has won 3 of 4. They could certainly make it 5 of 6, winning today and tomorrow. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is up and in. The good news that Peterson made contact, ending the string of 6 consecutive strikeouts recorded by Rodriguez. Now it's 3-2 to Dunker. The wind and pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball, let her high. There's 2 down. Strikeout number 8 for Nick Rodriguez. Here's Gunnar Guzman. I'm telling you, by the time we get to the 5th, I think Coach Ferg is going to put on a bunt. He's got to do something. At least if you have the bottom of the order coming up, and set it up for the top and middle. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a bender in the dirt. No balls and 1 strike. And quite frankly, Rodriguez is making this look easy right now. And the pitch. And that is a strike at the knees with a fastball. It's 0-2. And he's working quickly. The wind and the offering. Swung on in line toward center field. Coming on and fielding it on 1 hop is Hunter Thorne. It's a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. Well, the Bee Diggers have 3 hits in the game, but 2 of them have come on 0-2 pitches. Here's Austin Perry, and unfortunately that came with 2 down, just like Ben Brown's base hit. Also came with 2 down. So here's Austin Perry, and that pitch is a fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Or check that, Ryan Fergus's base hit came with 2 down, that double, not one by Ben Brown. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he looked terrible there. That pitch was down and away. I think it was in the strike zone, but Austin was unsure whether to swing at it or not. He took kind of like a half swing. It is 0-2. Perry was overmatched his first time up. And the offering. Swung on and grounded weakly on the right side. Fielded underhanded by Rodriguez. And the pitcher retires. Austin Perry, that does it for the Bee Diggers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We have played 3.5. It is Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing in Kersey on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. This ball game is moving along at a lightning pace, bottom of the 4th inning. And the Bee Diggers trail the Platte Valley Broncos 1-0. The pitch. Swung on and popped up extremely high into foul territory, but it's out of play as Cole gives chase. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Eric Smith, who drove in the only run on a base hit to left in the 2nd inning. That was pitch number 71 for Ryan Fergus. Brush has been really struggling here against the right-hander Nick Rodriguez. He has mowed them down for 8 strikeouts. The pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. It's 0-2. Smith, Goldman, and Curb, 7, 8, and 9, but this hitter did the damage in this first at-bat. Swing and a miss on a fastball in the inner half. Strikeout number 3 for Fergus, 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. I'm thinking, I wonder if it was last year when the Bee Diggers were. There's Tony Goldman. He popped out. Let me look at last year's game here, see if I can find it on my phone. Where Brush won that game handily, but I thought they were down. That pitch is a strike. With a fastball, no balls, and 1 strike. Yeah, they won that game 9-1. They were down 1-0 in that game going into the 5th. Fastball outside. So, hey, hopefully we'll have a duplication of what happened last year. And the pitch. Fastball is a little bit high. 2 balls and 1 strike. So, again, that's what happened a year ago. When the Bee Diggers had a 1-0 deficit going into the 5th inning, they tallied 4 and took it from there. Swung on and popped to center in the right center field gap, but Peterson to his left makes the running catch. An easy play for Jaron Peterson. There's 2 down. And here is Brandon Kurtz, who struck out swinging his first time up. And Ryan Fergus needs this badly to reduce the number of pitches, because he has labored at times in this game. And that third inning. He threw 26 pitches. A lot less in this one. Swing and a foul on the breaking ball. He's only thrown 8 in this frame. No balls and 1 strike with 2 down and the bases empty in the 4th. And Brush trails Platte Valley 1-0. And looking for some extra baseballs. All right, Fergus back on the rubber, and back in the batter's box is the number 9 hitter, Brandon Curbs. Here is the wind and the pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. Second baseman Caleb Cox has it on the third hop and throws to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Fergus. Let us head to that 5th inning. Let's see the B-Diggers can do in 2017 what they did in 2016 when they faced a 1-0 deficit after 4 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Ben Brown leads off the B-Digger 5th inning, and the fastball is in the dirt from Nick Rodriguez. 1 ball and no strikes. Platte Valley with a 1-0 lead, as they had a year ago here before Brush scored 4 in the 5th and won 9-1. Swing and a miss. Not sure what he's swinging at. That pitch was above the letters. And you can't go chasing here. 1 run on 4 hits for Platte Valley. No runs on 3 hits for Brush. Both teams have stranded 5. Platte Valley has committed the only error. Swung on, lined, and that's a base hit into right center field by Ben Brown to lead off the 5th inning. Well, maybe this is the magical inning for Brush. Here's Caleb Cox, who lined out and struck out swinging. It'd be so nice for the B-Diggers to get another base runner to second or third, and with the heart of the order coming up. When they had second and third with nobody out of second, it was the 7, 8, and 9 hitters that struck out, but that's the 9 hitter who just got the leadoff hit. Scoring to bunt, he pops it up. It's going to be caught. Throw back to first, and right there it's a double play as Rodriguez made the catch, and Caleb Cox with an awful bunt. And there's 2 down on the double play. Now, Caleb has been so effective this year, but that bunt was terrible. It was right up in the air, and it was easily caught by the pitcher. And they doubled up Ben Brown at first, and there's 2 down. And here is Colin Cole. Here's the wind and pitch. He bounces that in. Man, if that happened 1 pitch earlier, we'd have a man at second and nobody out. Cole has walked and struck out, one of 8 strikeouts recorded by Rodriguez. Well, now it looks like the 5th inning will not be the inning for Brush. Not after that mess. That Cox bunted was a little bit high, but, yeah, he just got their barrel of the bat underneath the baseball quite a bit. Because Rodriguez is a big guy, and he only had to move about a step and a half to his left. He had the momentum going towards first base. Fastball, a strike on the inner half at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Colin Cole with 2 down and the bases empty in the 5th. Here's the wind and offering, and that is swung on and missed. Tied him up with a fastball. Cole thought it might have been a breaking ball, so he took a very late swing, and it's 2-2. The B-Diggers have not played a game this year under 2 hours, but this one's headed for about an hour and a half. Swung on and fouled off to the right. The only way this would be extended if Brush can generate a rally here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. 1-0 Platte Valley in the 5th. And the pitch. And he took that one in the dirt. Check swing there by Cole. Didn't go. 2-2. We're just shy of the top of the hour. This is 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Snyder, and KSIR.com. The pitch, fastball is high, and it's a walk. That was a 3-2 pitch to Colin Cole, and he's on. Here's Fergie, and Nick Wellen will run for Colin Cole. Now Fergus struck out his first time up and then laced a double into the left center field gap. That's the only extra base hit the B-Diggers have in the game. The other 3 are singles. With a chance to tie the game if he can drive one into the gap with a speedy Nick Wellen at first. The pitch. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch number 82 for Rodriguez. Through 4 2/3 innings, so he's got less than 30 remaining. So even if he gets out of this frame unscathed, work him here a bit. And then they got to go to the bullpen. And the pitch. Upstairs, throw back to first, back and diving as well. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. And now the catcher, Smith, will talk to the pitcher, Rodriguez. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. And Pete's Farmers Cooperative has been in business since 1915. They're still the small-town company that cares about each of their individual customers. See them for all your propane, fuel, and farm needs. Pete's Farmers Cooperative. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 down, 1 on. The pitch, and that is bounced in there on the overhand fastball. Rodriguez overthrew that one. It is 3-0. I would think Fergus is taking with Mount on deck. Squaring to bunt. That's a decoy. And he takes the fastball for a strike. That's a blessing in disguise. Just throw that strike. Build up the pitch count. That's 85 already. Wellen with a 3-step lead. 3-1. Swung on and chopped to short. And that's going to be played off the body of Rios. Picks it up. He slings it to first. And the ball gets by the first baseman, Wydick. And over to third is Wellen. And it's backed up by the catcher, Isaiah Smith. So no advance for the hitter. Now we'll call that a straight-up error. And it did have a shot on that on the chopper. And Carson Rule will run at first base. Boy, that didn't look like that bad of a throw, but we'll call the error on the shortstop. And it's first and third for Trent Mount. Mount grounded to third and struck out. This is the shot that Brush has again. First and third, 2 down. Yeah, Rios slinged it over there, and I thought that they were going to get him, even though that ball's on the ground initially. The stretch and the pitch. Mount swings and misses. Man, he's opening up that stance a little bit too much. Rodriguez is throwing that pitch on the outer half, and Mount is pulling that left hip a bit. He's got to go to right center like he did against Faith Christian. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And that's in the dirt, and the ball skips away, but not far enough for the lead runner Wellen to advance, but Rule does get to second. And now the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. So we'll score that a wild pitch there. And Mount can give the Beat Diggers the lead with a base hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss. Man, that fastball's up and in. That is too hard to hit at that height. And the count is now sitting at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to make him bring it down. Rodriguez ready. And the 1-2. And that is low. One with a fastball, 2-2 on pitch number 90. All right, here's your shot, Brush, right now. You had it earlier, got to take advantage. 2-2. Pitch to Mount. Up and in with a fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But Jaron Peterson waiting to hit next. Now the good news, even if Rodriguez gets out of this, there's no way he goes the distance. Not throwing into the 90 pitch mark now at 91. T-Money awaits the 3-2 pitch. And that is a called strike 3 at the knees. Trent Mount thought it was low. Trent Mount strikes out. And that inning is over. And that's strikeout number 10 for Nick Rodriguez. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Platte Valley continues to lead Brush 1-0 on 1010 KSIR as well as KSIR.com. Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning in Kersey. In a lightning fast game, it will be the number 4 hitter. Check that, the number 1 hitter, I should say, Ernesto Rios, wearing number 4. He struck out and grounded out against Ryan Fergus. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is grounded foul down the third base side. Both of these teams will have to go to the bullpens more than likely, as Rodriguez is approaching the mid-90s in terms of pitches. Fergus just threw his 80th. So he's got about 30 to go. Here's the wind and offering. Swung on line towards center field. Peterson comes in, and he makes the catch. That ball was hit extremely hard, but Jaron Peterson was perfectly positioned to make the play, and there's one down. And here's Isaiah Smith, who has walked and grounded out. If you're looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you, Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance has locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner that can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or provide a quote. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. 0-1 pitch, swing, and a miss and a fastball up and in. No balls and 2 strikes, only 3 strikeouts so far recorded by Ryan Fergus. But that doesn't matter to him. It's only the 1 run that has made him effective. Swung on and fouled straight back. Check that, 4 strikeouts to go along with 3 walks. So let me update that. But Nick Rodriguez has been the true story with 10 strikeouts for Platte Valley. Here's the 0-2. That is a ball. Whoa, just missed. Man, that almost looked the same pitch thrown to Trent Mount. He was shaking his head over at short. The pitch, swung on and lifted towards shallow right field. To his right is Austin Perry, and Perry makes the catch for the out. And there's 2 down. I thought I had Rodriguez there with, let's see, I thought I had him with 10 strikeouts. Maybe it's just 9. Either way, it's too many. He had 9 strikeouts and 2 walks for Nick Rodriguez. But at one point, he had 6 in a row over the second and third innings. And here is Rodriguez. He's popped out and singled. He's 1 for 2. And the pitch. And that's down and away on pitch number 87 for Fergus. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan kicks and fires. Curveball, a strike on the outer half thigh high, and it's 1-1. Both teams have 4 hits. The pitch. Curveball is outside. However, Platte Valley has the game's only run on Eric Smith's run-scoring single in the second. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Boy, he just overthrew that one and slipped off the mound. Way outside, 3-1. And you don't want to build up the pitch count here. You've got 90 already. 3-1. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. That's got some carry to it. Ben Brown to his right, though, along the line, makes the catch in fair territory. And it's a 1-2-3 inning once again for Ryan Fergus, who's getting on a roll. We have played 5 innings in Kersey. The score continues to be Platte Valley 1 and the Brush Bee Diggers nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the 6th inning. The Bee Diggers are looking for their first run any way they can get it, trailing Platte Valley 1-0 in Kersey. Here's Jaron Peterson. The wind by the right-hander Rodriguez. The pitch is an overhand fastball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. And Peterson's had 2 very good at-bats, a single and a line-out. That was pitch number 93 for Rodriguez. The limit is 110. 1-0. He bounces that one in, 2-0. And Brush has had the leadoff man on, I believe, a couple times in this game. 2 balls and no strikes. Peterson with the open stance from the right side. And the pitch swung on and grounded down the first base side. It trickles foul. 2-1, that's a good thing because it would have been an easy out as he hit that ball off the end of the bat. 2-1 to Jaron Peterson. Nick Rodriguez turns and fires. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Went with a fastball upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Peterson. They'll have to go to the bullpen in the 7th, undoubtedly. Here is the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to second. Eric Smith has got it on a Sunday hop. Flings it to first for the out. And Jaron Peterson is the first out of the top of the 6th inning. Here's Ryan Dunker. Oh, do you bunt here? Dunker did have a pretty good bunt his first time up, and then he struck out swinging. All right. right, he looks over at Coach Fergus. Wind and pitch, and that is low. And the third baseman, Goldman, is even with the bag. He was playing up on the grass or at the edge of the grass earlier in the game. Normally doesn't give away the bunt that early. 1-0 pitch. Fastball is high. 2 balls and no strikes. And coming up for Nick Rodriguez will be pitch number 100. He's thrown 63 strikes and 36 balls. 2-0 to Dunker. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a fastball down the middle, belt high, and Dunker was late on that one. 2-1. He might be able to get through this inning. 2-1 pitch. Same pitch, same swing, same result. 2-2. At some point, Coach Fergus is, again, he's going to have to pull the trigger and do something different. The offering, and that is low. I mean, the one thing they're doing is working the pitcher. That's a good thing. But they cannot string hits together. You can't do that. Might have to force the action, but it's 3-2. Here's the wind and offering. Swung on and chopped to third slowly. Goldman waits for the hop. Has it. Fires to first in time, and Dunker is out. And Tony Goldman threw a laser over there to retire the beat digger first baseman. On pitch number 103, here's Gunnar Guzman, who does have home run power. Although that fence was a little bit shorter. It was 286 on Saturday in Strasburg. Here it's at 320. Are they going to make a change here? He's only thrown 103 pitches. Let's see if Coach Getman makes a change here for Platte Valley. With a 1-0 Platte Valley lead in the top of the 6th inning. There is a visit to the Hill. Bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple is Morgan Federal Bank. 321 Ensign, or Ensign, whichever pronunciation you prefer. Morgan Federal Bank, there's a difference. All right, he stays in the game. Here to Gunnar Guzman with 2 down and the base is empty in the top of the 6th, and Platte Valley leading by a 1-0 score. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball, a strike. Down the middle, it's 0-1. Guzman awaits the offering. Here it is. And that is over, but low. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Austin Perry. Rodriguez kicks and fires. Outside corner for a strike. A beautiful pitch of the knees with a fastball. It is 1-2. Now he's 1 pitch away from officially striking out 10. Let's see if Gunnar can change that. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nick Rodriguez on pitch number 107. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Platte Valley leads Brush 1-0. It's been that way since the 2nd inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And Ryan Fergus remains on the hill. He has thrown 91 pitches. Here's Logan Wydick, who's lined out and walked. He's 0 for 1. He's the cleanup hitter in this lineup. And he takes a breaking ball and sends a fly ball to deep left field. Ben Brown to his right near the line is going to reach out and make the catch. 1 down as Brown retires Wydick. And here's David King. It would be hard to see Ryan Fergus go the distance here in a loss. But he's on pace for that right now unless Brush can break through in the 7th. Here's David King. And they have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. And King takes it low. King has singled and walked, so he's been on base twice. And Fergus comes home. Swung on and chopped up the third base side, and that is foul. With a count level at 1 ball and 1 strike. When you're shopping for new appliances, shop the very best appliance store in Fort Morgan. That's B&B Appliance. They carry a full and complete line of Whirlpool appliances, and they'll help you find your perfect fit. That's B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The base is empty. 1-0 Platte Valley in the 6th. Swung on and grounded foul up the third base side. Count moves to 1-2. We'll have the Cavaliers and the Pacers coming up. That game is underway, I believe, already. And we'll have it right here, courtesy of ESPN Radio on 1010 KSIR, Game 2. Here's the wind and the 1-2. Swung on and lifted into left center field. Jaron Peterson comes in. The shortstop, Trent Mount, is out. And Mount calls for it, makes the catch. 2 down in the Platte Valley 6th. And here comes Hunter Thorne, who has singled and struck out. And Ryan Fergus has gotten stronger throughout the course of the game. He is on a big-time run as Fergus has retired 9 in a row. The pitch, swing, and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. It's 0-1. David King, who just popped out, was the last man to reach. And time is called. Fergus still has some pitches to work with. He's at 97. No balls, 1 strike to Thorne. And the pitch. Curveball is over for a strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Thorne digs in. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. Had that breaking ball out over the plate, but Thorne swung a little bit early. Count remains at 0-2. Here comes pitch number 100 for Ryan Fergus, who's thrown a very good game here today. 0-2. Swung on, foul straight back. Went with a fastball down the middle. We'll do another 0-2 pitch here from Thorne, or to Thorne from Fergus. Ryan ready. Kicks and delivers. Swung on and lifted into left center field. Mount, the shortstop, goes out, and he makes the catch, backpedaling towards Ben Brown. And 3 pop-ups result in 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, the Bead Diggers are 3 outs away from losing this game. They've got a rally in the 7th. It's Platte Valley 1, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. It's what the Bead Diggers needed, a new pitcher. Isaiah Smith is now on to close. So Nick Rodriguez, the starter, is now behind the plate. He finishes with 10 strikeouts. The right-hander delivers to Austin Perry, who pops it foul and out of play. Smith, another hard-throwing right-hander. Austin Perry is struck out and grounded out. I wonder if he was crossed up, because all of a sudden, after that first pitch, which Perry fouled off, now the entire infield convenes. It'll be Perry, Brown, and Cox here for the Bead Diggers in the 7th. Platte Valley leads 1-0 on a second-inning RBI single from Eric Smith. And you got to go way back. Way back to find the last time the Bead Diggers lost in Kersey. Last year, as I mentioned earlier, they were down 1-0 in the 5th inning. But they scored 4 runs in the 5th and then 5 more over the 6th and 7th and won 9-1. They've had their opportunities. They've stranded 7 in the game. The pitch, swinging a foul. 0-2 to Perry. All the Bead Digger hits, all 4 of them are spread out. Platte Valley had 3 singles in a row in the 2nd. That's why they scored that run. Here's the wind, the 0-2. Swung on and popped up on the infield. The pitcher to his right. Smith makes the catch along the line, and there's 1 down. 1 down for Ben Brown. Brown has singled and struck out prior to that. He is 0 for 1. Check out 1 for 2. And he's the 9-hitter in the lineup, but you can ignore that fact because he has 7 hits in his last 4 games. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. One with a fastball up in the zone, and Brown got underneath it. It's 0-1. We plan to have a Facebook Live segment coming up after the game. And the pitch. And that breaking ball is in the dirt. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. And that pitch is a strike right there with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brown with an open stance. Here's the wind by Smith and the pitch. And that is over but low. Looked like it got the outside corner, but a little bit below the knees. 2-2 to Brown. Isaiah Smith kicks and delivers. Fastball is up and away. 3-2. Boy, you need this badly for Benny B. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That is a called strike 3. Good pitch on the outer half, knee high, and Brown strikes out. There's 2 down. Yeah, there was no question about that one. Here's Caleb Cox, who is lined out, struck out, and then with a runner at first and nobody out in the 5th inning trying to sacrifice Ben Brown, he bunted. It was called by the pitcher, and Brown was doubled up. The pitch, and that breaking ball's in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Man, if you could get to Fergus, you've got a shot, because Fergus does have a double in this game. But Cox and Cole have got to get on. With 2 down, and the Beat Diggers trailing 1-0 here in the top half of the 7th inning in Kersey. The pitch swung on and grounded down the first base side, foul. And the count levels at 1-1. Here to Caleb Cox. Caleb digging back into the box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stretch and pitch or the wind, and then that's a strike. Ooh. Cox thought it was low, but they call that fastball for a strike. 1-2 to Caleb Cox. Isaiah Smith turns and delivers. Up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 pitchers combined, a 4-hitter so far. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt, and Rodriguez will have to throw out Cox, and does. And the Platte Valley Broncos have defeated the Brush Bee Diggers by a score of 1-0. Let's take a break. We'll wrap up this game after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Digger post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center, with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies, from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Ace Home Center, as the Brush Bee Diggers have gone down to defeat here in Kersey to the Platte Valley Broncos 1-0 in a game that took just an hour and 33 minutes, by far their shortest game time-wise of the year. They had played 3 of their last 4 games going into extra innings prior to this one. Platte Valley scored the game's only run in the 2nd inning on Eric Smith's RBI single. That was the 3rd of 3 consecutive singles, and that was essentially it. But the Bee Diggers really did have a shot in this game. Let's go through the line score. First of all, no runs, 4 hits, no errors, 7 left on base for Brush, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left on base for Platte Valley. The winning pitcher was Nick Rodriguez, as he went 6 innings, striking out 10, and the loss, a hard luck loss, went to Ryan Fergus. And again, time of the game, 1 hour and 33 minutes. But let's go back to that 2nd inning, as the Bee Diggers had 2 men on base to begin the 2nd. Jaron Peterson had a base hit, and then Ryan Dunker was bunting him over. The pitcher, Rodriguez, threw it away. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd, but the next 3 hitters struck out. And then Brush really didn't have too many opportunities after that. I mentioned moments ago what they had in the 5th inning, at least before it went live on Facebook Live, when Caleb Cox bunted into a double play and a pop-out to the pitcher after Ben Brown had a leadoff single in the 5th inning. And they could not find their way against this Platte Valley pitching staff of Nick Rodriguez and Isaiah Smith, who was able to register the save. Platte Valley, by virtue of the victory, improves to 1-2 in Patriot League play, 6-7 overall. And the Bee Diggers are now 1-2 in league play, and on the season are sitting at 5-6. They've got 8 games remaining in the regular season. 6 of those are at home, including the next 2 tomorrow against Estes Park and Thursday against Resurrection Christian. Both 4 o'clock starts on KSIR and KSIR.com. Time for the Bee Digger Player of the Game. It is brought to you by Cargill, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. This is a no-brainer. It's got to be Ryan Fergus, who went the distance for the Bee Diggers, as Fergus was pretty much in control. I mean, he retired the last 10, I believe, so he got stronger throughout the course of the game. Fergus threw 101 pitches, struck out 4 and walked 3, and allowed just 4 hits. But again, the Bee Diggers come up short in this game, losing by a single run. All right, once again, we'll have the Bee Diggers coming up tomorrow against the Platte Valley Broncos. Check that, against the Estes Park Bobcats. I'm doing too many things at once. Estes Park Bobcats, that'll start at 4 o'clock on KSIR and KSIR.com. We'll end the Facebook Live segment portion of this broadcast. The final score, Platte Valley defeats Brush in Kersey by a score of 1-0 on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com.